Goat versus fish. In the beginning, there was goat versus fish, the GoatVsFish. And Goat versus Fish said that there should be goat and that there should be fish. There is no alpha or omega. There is no black or white. There is no good or evil. There is only goat and fish. And Goat versus Fish. Welcome to the Goat vs. Fish podcast, recorded at the Comedy Store Los Angeles, a place of Goat vs. Fish. Goat vs. Fish speaks to you now, speaks directly to you. You are a part of Goat vs. Fish, and everything is a part of Goat vs. Fish. And Goat vs. Fish is a part of you. Goat vs. Fish is a part of you now. You have many questions, yes? Who is Goat vs. Fish? What is Goat vs. Fish? Why is Goat versus Fish? When is Goat versus Fish? Is Goat versus Fish Goat versus Fish, or is Goat versus Fish the GoatVsFish? But there is only one question.
Are you goat or are you fish?
Ponder it now.
I'm pondering.
Gotta think hard.
This is Goat versus Fish. Where shall Goat versus Fish be? Where shall Goat versus Fish be? The ones are always asking Goat versus Fish. You can find out at GoatVsFish.com. Yes, you can see all the upcoming verses where Goat versus Fish shall be spreading the word of Goat versus Fish. But Goat versus Fish shall be seen, and you can speak directly to Goat versus Fish at the Wondrous Con. Yes, the WonderCon, they do say. On the Friday, the 23rd, yes, and the Saturday, the 24th, yes, and the Sunday, the 25th of this very verses, yes? You can see Goat vs. Fish at the Wondrous Con, yes? If you wish to be asked by Goat vs. Fish, if you are a goat or a fish, then find Goat vs. Fish. Find Goat vs. Fish at the Wondrous Con, yes. But even if you do not find Goat vs. Fish, ask yourself if you are a goat or a fish, and ask another one if they are a goat or a fish. Onesies. Onesies? Goat vs. Fish does go about. Goat vs. Fish does go about. And Goat vs. Fish did go about to El Tejano. Yes, the El Tejano. It is in the North Hollywood, they say. It is in the North Hollywood. Goat vs. Fish was moving about there and speaking to the ones, and there came 5 ones. 5 ones. And they had upon them something they did call the onesie. Yes, it is funny, is it not? It is funny, is it not? The onesie. But then Goat vs. Fish did look upon all the ones. They all seem to be wearing a onesie of some kind or another. Yes, of course, they are all goat or fish. They are all goat or fish. Everything is goat or fish. Beware the fence-sitter. Beware the fence-sitter that chooses neither goat nor fish, yes? But the ones, yes? The ones and their onesies, yes?
Wait, is it a onesie?
Goat versus Fish is speaking now. Goat versus Fish is speaking now. Goat versus Fish will speak to these ones as well, yes? But if this one has a question for Goat versus Fish, what is the question? What is the question about the onesie that this one has, yes?
So, it's the letter Z, as in one of those Z's?
It is a onesie. That is what the one said.
Okay,
That is what the one said. Yes, Goat versus Fish shall continue now, yes. The ones, they seem to all wear a onesie of some kind or another, yes? But what is it? Some of them are very large and cover very much. Some are very small and do not cover so much of the ones that are either goat or fish. Some do seem to say, look upon me, look upon my oneness and my onesie. Others say, do not look upon me so much. I do not wish to be seen by all the ones, yes? But one thing of the ones is that they all seem to have these onesies upon them, yes? It is very strange. Yes, they put on the onesie. Yes, they remove the onesies. Sometimes they put it on just so they can remove it, just so they can put it on again. This confuses GoatVsFish. If you wish to have the onesie upon you, then have it upon you. If you don't, then you do not. But what is it? Why cannot a goat or fish simply be the goat or fish that it is? Why do the goat and fish have to put the onesie upon it, when it could just be a goat or a fish? When it could just be a goat or a fish. GoatVsFish does not understand these ones, There are even places, yes, where the ones go simply to look upon a goat or a fish as it removes the onesie. That is the entire verses of this place. Come, see the ones removing the onesies. That is all it is. And they do make offerings. They do make offerings to this one, yes. GoatVsFish has noticed that the ones that do remove their onesies do get offerings from the other ones. Why do the ones wear the onesies? Yes, is it to disguise that they are a goat or fish? Yes, it is a goat, but it appears as a fish, so it can deceive the fish into thinking that it is an ally with the fish. Or perhaps it is to express their inner goat or fish, yes? They wish to say, I am a goat, even louder than they can say I am a goat. Today, GoatVsFish speaks to two ones. Speaks to two ones that GoatVsFish has spoken to before. And what do the ones call these ones?
I'm Lisa.
I'm Andrew.
Do tell the ones how you did meet GoatVsFish for the first time that you did meet GoatVsFish.
So we met GoatVsFish at Palm Springs Comic-Con.
Lies. We saw GoatVsFish
from afar.
Los Angeles Comic-Con.
Yes.
Worshipping the GoatVsFish on a pedestal of
cement
magnitude.
block.
Yes, a cement block. And it seemed like you were burdened with glorious purpose. And then we're like, I wonder who this fella is.
It is GoatVsFish. Yes, you can speak up. Yes, speak up to the ones. Yes.
GoatVsFish was there, and we're like, that's interesting. And then a couple months later, little did we know that we'd run into and speak to the mighty GoatVsFish, and we were baffled.
Yes, it was the Palm Springs Comic-Con. Yes. Now, GoatVsFish remembers if these ones were goatly or fishly, yes, but it should be asked. Are you goat or fish? Is it Pinelli, yes?
It is.
Yes, you have been spreading the word of GoatVsFish on the Instagram, yes? Lisa Pinelli, are you goat or are you fish?
I am a goat, and I'm very proud.
It is a goat, and it is a proud goat. Yes, we celebrate this goat. Yes. Tell us about your goatliness. Tell us about your goatly verses. Yes. What do you do in your verses? Goat?
I am a cosplaying goat. So I love
causal player.
I do.
Tell us of these.
So I run around and dress up, and my little goat wanted to wear a fish hat.
Oh, you have a goat?
It did. I brought a goat with me today.
Oh, you have a goat with you. Yes, it is another goat. Yes, GoatVsFish is looking upon another goat. It is so very goatly that you have this goat. Yes, and what do you call this goat?
This is Totes my goat.
Oh, hello, Totes my goats. Yes, one called Melanie Vesey did say Totes my goats to the goats. Yes. And now this goat does say Totes my goats to GoatVsFish. Thank you, goat. Yes.
Hello.
And what of this other one? Yes, are you goat or fish?
Goat.
I'm a very special kind of goat.
But you are a goat?
I am a goat.
It is a goat. It is another goat.
We celebrate this goat.
We celebrate this goat. Yes, it is the goat, and it is another goat, and it is two goats.
And we will crush the fish beneath our hooves.
Go on, yes, speak to the fish. You have something to say to the fish? What does this goat have to say to the fish?
We will crush the fish beneath our hooves.
You have heard it, fish.
Look out, because I come from the sky.
You better swim fast.
Oh, the goat comes from where? The goat comes from the land, does it not?
This is the thing, though. I'm a Kryptonian goat, and I come from Krypton. And everyone knows about Superman, right? Yeah, Superman. And he
Goat
has a-
versus Fish does not know about Superman.
Oh, Superman.
What is
Okay.
Superman? Is it a goat or a fish?
He's really cool.
He's really cool.
He's everything.
He's everything.
Goat versus Fish is everything, and everything is Goat versus Fish.
Then you're
I know
Superman.
he's like you. You're
I
Superman.
am Goat versus Fish.
Okay, well, he's another goat versus fish.
There is only one Goat versus Fish. The
on
goat
this
fish.
planet. But he's from a different planet.
In the beginning, there was Goat versus Fish.
On this planet.
In the beginning, there was Goat versus Fish. Is a planet a goat or a fish?
The planet is all.
It is the place where the goat and fish versus, is it not?
So
yes,
it's-
it is of
so
the
tec-
land and it is of the sea.
Technically,
yes.
then it's a fence setter because he can't decide.
Ah, you say that this place is a fence sitter. You say it is all the fence.
The planet. But
Is that where you are, one? Is that where you are? Do you sit
well,
on
I,
the fence?
I came from Krypton. And I came to Earth. in a
Oh, this
little
is
tiny-
you.
Yes,
This
I came-
is you. Goat
I-
versus Fish
from
thought
the-
you were speaking of a Superman now, but
I-
now you
I-
speak of oneself, yes?
Yes, I speak of myself.
Yes, yes. Let us hear of this goat. Let us
Okay,
hear of
so
this goat.
pretty much, I came from Krypton, like Superman before me, in a glorious spaceship. And after that, I smushed all the fish with my hooves.
Every fish you did come upon, you did smush with the hoof of the goat.
In my verses, I find the fish that offends me the most,
Yes.
which is every kind of fish, because every fish is evil and slimy and gross.
Ah, you have said it. You have said it, but it is not so. Goat versus Fish does
Well-
say there is no good or evil, there is only goat and fish.
Goat and fish, yes. So I'm a goat, and
Yes.
what I do is I find the goats or
Yes.
the other goats. We team up, and I'm the leader because I'm a Kryptonian goat. We find the fish, and I set an example by lasering them with my laser eyes and making sure I boil the water until they all die.
This is such a versus, this one. You say that the fish do die when you versus them in this way,
Yes, fish do die. Fish do die because when you boil the water, it gets too hot for these little scaly fish, and they want to either stay in there and burn up and die, or they go up on shore, and then they can't breathe because they're fish and they're pathetic and can't breathe air, and
But
then they
Goat
die.
versus Fish does not want the end of any goat or fish. Goat versus Fish does not want the end of a goat or fish. If there are less goat and fish, then there's less goat versus
Well, there's
fish.
only one of me. There's always going to be more fish. That's why the battle
This
rages
one says
on.
there shall always be more fish. There shall always be more
That's
fish.
why the
yes.
fight will always rage on.
Then what is this? Goat versus Fish did think that you were a causal player as well. Yes, the roguish, shadowish.
Yes, I am Rogue Shadow cosplay. I cosplay. I dream of one day having a pet goat that can cosplay with me.
Yes,
And
another goat. Yes,
another-
the goat wants
another
more
goat.
goat.
A goat family of goats. We're going to dress our dog up like a goat, I think.
Ah, it is a goat?
It is a goat.
It is a goat. A dog is a goat. You have heard it.
Yeah.
Goat
Cat's a
versus fish now
fish.
speaks to this one. Yes, this
Yes.
one, Lisa Pinelli. Yes, goat versus fish. First, what do you think of this other goat? Do you support this goat in the way that it versus the fish?
No, he's an evil goat.
Oh, that is what this one says.
Actually, you
He's
can't.
an evil goat. He's got laser pointers. He's
laser
an evil goat.
pointers.
Yeah, your
Lasers
little
come out of my
eyeballs.
eyes. They're not laser pointers.
They're pointing.
What?
It seems that there is a schism with the goat. Tell us, what is it that you find about this other goat's verses that does not please this goat?
He wants to kill all the fish. We all just have to, have fun and trample around together.
Oh yes, and you do move about. Yes, goat
Yes.
versus fish has seen this one. Yes,
Yeah.
and the onesies. Yes. The causal players, yes, and this one have much experience with the onesie that Goat versus
do.
Fish was speaking of. Yes, how does the onesie play into this Lisa Pinelli goat's verses?
So I actually have a onesie, but it's a monkey onesie.
Oh, that sounds very fancifully to me. Yes,
got
but
a
you are
long
always
tail.
removing the onesie, yes,
I
and putting it
am.
on and removing it again. Yes, tell Goat
Yes.
versus Fish about how this goat does verses in this way. Yes, it is what this goat does. It seems it is what this goat does. Yes.
I do. So I remove my onesie quite often. I basically just kind of model and figure out what onesies I like and change them up. It's fun. A lot of them I make and kind of go off of what other people want me to do and what they really like, and then I try to come up with creative ideas to share and create other things.
Yes,
Onesies.
but compared to the other onesies that the ones do have upon them, yes, it seems that this goat's onesies are sometimes very small. Yes,
They
always
are.
very small. Yes, and removing them. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, this is a very
Yep.
fascinating way for a goat to versus or for a fish to versus.
Yeah.
Goat versus fish has not seen many ones such as you that do it in this way, yes. How is it that this goat has chosen to versus in this way, yes?
A very long time ago, I wanted to do Playboy. So I wanted to do stuff with the bunny. And then I became part of that whole family, and then
A family
Yes,
of bunnies.
a
Yes, Goat
family of
versus
bunnies.
Fish was curious. Yes, this one Goat versus Fish did see was Playboy Miss Social May 2013. Yes,
That
is this so?
was.
Yes.
a while back they wanted to get rid of the whole magazine, and they geared everything towards the iPhone app. So they did a whole category. I don't know how to explain it, but they did a whole category where everybody had their own month, and it was all on the iPhone app. And then people got their monthly person. So it was kind of like a Playmate, but not Playmate, but it was for iPhone. And then they did away with it. So I was Miss May. Yay. So I hang out with all the different types of animals. Monkeys, bunnies, goats, fish.
But the bunnies, yes, Goat versus Fish has heard of the Playboy bunny. Yes, has heard of it. Perhaps you know of these bunnies. Yes, what is a bunny?
I
Is a
do.
bunny a goat or a fish?
Well, you're going to have to ask each bunny.
You are not a bunny.
I was.
But you have been among them. Yes, you have been
I
among them.
have.
Yes, and what do you suppose? What do you suppose of these ones that call themselves bunnies? Are they goat or fish?
I'm going to say they're all goats.
They're all goat. You
We're
are
all
a goat.
crazy, huh?
Is that so? Does this other goat agree with these bunny goats? Are these bunny goats so crazy, yes, to this one?
They're atrocities.
Yes, but you are with this one. Is this goat not close with this goat? Are these two goats not close to one another? Not close to one another, yes?
We are compatible goats, but the problem is she called me an evil goat, so I take offense to this, and her bunny goats are atrocities. I'm sorry.
But imagine these little horns with little bunny ears.
That's
It'd be super cute.
No. No, thank you. That is an atrocity. Bunnies are fence sitters. They are fence sitters. They are neither goat nor fish.
That is what Goat versus Fish suspected, yes, that a bunny was offensive. It does not say it is a goat or fish, but perhaps Goat versus Fish should ask more of these bunnies. Yes, more. If the bunnies are listening, if the ones that call themselves bunnies are listening, do come speak to Goat versus Fish. Goat versus Fish would like to speak to you, to ask you if you are a goat or a fish.
Or a weird hybrid goat
Yeah.
bunny thing.
That sounds like a fence sitter. Yes, a
Have
fence
little
sitter by any other
fluffy
name still
tails.
sits on the
That's
fence.
what I said.
yes.
It's an atrocity to all goats everywhere.
But I love the evil goat.
Okay, I love you too.
There is love between these two goats.
There
It seems
is,
you are
there is.
versing one another, just not a versus a go, yes, but now you love one another.
We verse, but it's a love verse.
Goat versus Fish has a question for ones that do love verse one another, yes?
Okay.
Yes, though the ones will be hearing this Goat versus Fish podcast, yes, at a later verses, yes. Soon it is what the ones call the Valentine's Day, yes? They call it a day of Valentines, yes? And Goat versus Fish has been examining it and has been looking at what the ones call the love, yes, and what the ones call the sex, yes? You have said that you love one another, yes?
Correct.
Yes. Do these ones sex one another as well? Is that so? Is that so of these goat?
Of course.
Sign up the Patreon.
Tell the ones. What do you wish to say? Yes, this is the Goat versus Fish podcast. This is a place for all the ones and all these goat to say to all the other ones the word of these goat. These goat. It is also for fish to say what they wish to say, but these are goat. And if you have something to say to the goat, if there is a Patreon where they can see these two goats sexing one another, then tell the ones. You can tell the ones whatever you wish, yes.
Can't stop laughing.
The goat's crying from the awesomeness.
What of this? Yes, it is awesome. Goat
It is-
versus
it
Fish
is
is very
awesome.
awesome.
My
yes.
onesies come off on Patreon.
Tell us of this versus.
Go ahead,
yes,
Lisa.
They come off all of it. It all comes off, yes. Goat versus Fish has seen the ones wearing not much onesie at all. But you say you show your full goat. You show your full goat.
There's
Yeah,
more
the
goat.
hooves come out, yeah.
There's more goat.
There's more goat.
Goat booty.
There's goat booty. There's a lot of goat booty.
That is your special verses, yes.
Yeah.
The goat booty, you say, yes.
The
it
goat
is.
booty.
Go ahead. Tell them about your goat Patreon, Lisa.
Yes, let
My
us
goat
hear about it.
Patreon.
Let us hear about it. Goat versus Fish wants to hear all about these ones. It is a time to speak to Goat versus Fish and to tell us about
And
your
celebrate
verses.
these goats.
Woo, celebrate.
Yes, tell us of it. Tell us
My
of it. yes.
Patreon is basically somewhere where you can go and see my little goat booty. It's a platform to be more supportive, and in return of being more supportive, you get prints and Polaroids and extra little goodies that I send out every month. We have little random giveaways and fun stuff like that. And then because of it, you guys get to see the private feed of goat booty and all kinds of
The more
crazy
you pledge,
stuff.
the more you get to see
Yes.
of this goat.
And this month, like you were saying, of the month of love, we're actually doing Love Spell this month. So it's all Harry Potter themed type of stuff. It's all boudoir with lots of small onesies and less. And
And I'm the photographer, and I get to see everything and take everything.
Everybody says he's the lucky
You take
photographer.
everything.
I get to take the pictures of everything.
You take the visages of everything. Goat versus fish was concerned that perhaps you were saying that you did take everything, yes, because this one goat, Lisa, yes, receives many offerings. Goat versus fish did see on this one's YouTube. Yes, ones are sending in offerings to this one and saying, oh, you can hold up this thing, yes, that is of this goat or fish, whatever
Yes.
goat or fish is sending it, yes. How is it that you feel within this goat that these ones are so ready to send you these offerings, yes, because they do enjoy, yes, perhaps that they see this goat, yes, without its onesie, yes? Is that how it is? Is that how it is?
It is. I don't know. I think that you guys can correct me if you guys are wrong or if I'm wrong, but I think that because they're sending something, you guys kind of get a fulfillment of, hey, look, that's my shirt, that's my bikini, that's my tassel. So just because of that, it's more personal kind of a feeling. I don't really know how else to describe it, but it's a personal feeling because it came from you. So
And what do you
That's kinda how I
suppose?
take
What
it.
do you suppose of these ones? There are ones who say that the onesie should be upon you at all times, they say, yes?
yes.
They say the onesie is for the one, and the other one should not see this one or that goat or that fish without its onesie. But you say, I will show all the ones whatever they wish to see of this goat. You can see the whole goat.
You can see the whole goat.
So
Yes.
what do you say? What do you say to the ones that would tell you that the onesie should remain upon you?
I get that a lot. We were actually just talking about that yesterday with cons and how a lot of people have no onesies, and then I have a lot of onesies, and I still get in trouble for it. So for the people that want me to wear more onesies or change my onesies, I just smile at them and be positive, and I try to go the positive route with them. And
Yes, but not just more onesies. Yes, the ones that do say that a onesie should be upon you at all verses. Yes,
that
and you say
happens.
no, I shall show my full goat to all of the ones. Yes, do you enjoy showing your full goat to all the ones? Yes,
I do. I think it's more of just me instead of something being covered and something. I don't think that something should make you. You should make yourself you.
And are you a goat?
I am.
It is a goat.
I am a
It is a
goat.
goat. It is a goat. Now you allow the goat to look upon you. Yes.
Yes.
What of the fish? Can the fish also look upon this goat?
They can look, but they can't touch.
But the goat can touch.
The Kryptonian goat can.
This goat can touch it,
I can. Yeah.
but the other goat cannot.
No, only looking for that goat as well.
And the fish cannot?
The fish can look.
It is only this goat that can touch this goat.
Yes.
What of this Lisa goat? Is this the only goat that can touch the Andrew goat?
Most definitely.
You are the only ones that can touch one another, yes?
Of course.
Yes.
Yes, it is the way of these goat. It is the way of these goat, yes.
We haven't done the merging goats.
You have not done the merging. What is the merging goat? Tell Goat versus Fish. What is the merging goat that you do not do? What is it?
Do you notice
Speak to Goat versus Fish. Speak to Goat versus Fish.
goat is versus the fish, but then the goat is also teaming up on that fish, and I think that fish is going to lose.
Is there a fish? Is there a fish that is coming between these two goat?
No, I'm talking about the stuffed animals right there.
The fish. You're
Yeah.
talking about the goat
The
and fish.
Yeah, the goat
yeah.
and
Yes,
fish.
we are talking about the goat and the fish, yes. Now, Goat versus Fish, speaking to the Pinelli goat, yes.
Pinelli goats.
You have said on the Instantgram, yes, on your very own Instantgram, yes?
Yes.
You have said, tune into my live stream right now to gain access to my Slytherin bedroom, yes?
Dun,
What
dun,
is this?
dun.
What is this place where they can gain access, yes? That they can gain access to this goat?
So that was Patreon. So all of my Slytherin and all my Harry Potter from this month, my love spell content, that is all on Patreon.
And what is this bedroom? What does happen among this bedroom?
They slither in. Oh!
The Slytherin, yes. Are they slither? What is a slithering? Is that a way that a goat or a fish does move about? And they can slither into this one? Is that what this one says? Is that so? Is that so? Can the ones slither into the Pinelli goat? Is that what this one says?
They could try, but their arms might be broken.
Ah,
They
this
gotta
one.
slither in
Oh.
with their imagination.
Listen to
Slither
this one.
in with the imaginations.
At once you say, come slither in, and then
Only-
at once you say, if you do slither in, yes, I shall destroy this goat or fish. It seems as if this one says, yes, it is.
Well, if yeah, yeah.
What page we turn
Well,
into?
you can look when you slither in. You cannot touch. If you touch, I cannot be held responsible for what the Kryptonian rage will bring out in this goat.
Ah, it is an angry goat. It is an angry goat, yes. GoatVsFish has noticed on the Instagram of this one, yes, that sometimes this goat is looking very serious. Yes, it is looking deep into your goat or fish, and it is saying, I am here to be a goat. And other times you do wield goatly things to say, yes, I challenge you, fish. I am an aggressive goat. I am an aggressive goat, sometimes out of your very hooves. Yes, more hooves do come from them, yes.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yes, GoatVsFish is talking about you, yes. How is it that this one is so aggressive, yes? So aggressive to the other goat or fish, yes.
That specific one you want to question to, or all of them? My aggressiveness in all of them?
Yes, your aggressiveness in all of them, yes, because
okay.
compared to the Instagram of the Pinelli goat, yes, the Pinelli goat is often very vulnerable. It seems to be a vulnerable goat, yes. Other times it is also a confident and aggressive goat, yes. But compared, yes, it seems that this Andrew goat, yes, it does say it is aggressive more often than the Pinelli one. It is almost as if there is some kind of speaking between these two goats, as if to say, yes, I am a vulnerable goat, but then this other goat comes and says, I am an aggressive goat, yes?
Yes, correct. Yes.
Yes, so tell the ones of the aggressiveness of this goat, yes.
You have to be a badass goat. That's the thing. You have to. Because you have to show your aggressiveness and go, hello, I am a goat. Back off, please. Thank you.
Bah!
Bah.
Bah! It is the bear of the goat, yes.
Bad
It's just it's fun to, if a goat chooses to be another character but still stay as a goat.
Yes, it must
It's
stay
fun.
as a goat if it is a
It's
goat.
fun to pretend to be other goat. Like, I can be a Kryptonian goat at heart, but if I want to be a Wolverine goat one day, that I just want to be a Wolverine goat,
Express yourself.
and have more claws and out of my hooves and be aggressive, and it's magical.
And versus the fish, yes, versus the
Versus
fish in
the
many
fish.
ways to versus
Yes.
the fish.
Well,
yes,
actually,
yes.
that brings out more ways to verse a fish.
And it's fun because I get to do his makeup
Ah, is that
and
so
make him
you...
a different
Is
type
this the
of
touching
goats.
of this one that you do say?
Yeah.
Of my face.
Yeah,
Yes.
I do his face and his hair.
Now, you have also said one, Pinelli goat, yes, you have also said, sometimes I just want to run around naked and play with balloons.
What the
That is what this one has said. Does it surprise the Andrew Hayes goat? Does it surprise this one that the Pinelli goat wishes to be naked and run around with balloons? Are balloons goat or fish?
You did your research, didn't you?
That was a long time ago. I'm surprised.
That was last month.
Goat versus fish, yes. Are
Yes.
balloons goat or fish?
Her naked goat butt.
They're
sat
probably
on this-
fish.
Oh,
that
you
way
say
I
they're
can,
all
yeah,
fish.
so I can throw them around, play with them a little bit.
They
Oh, you
better-
wish to play with the fish?
Yeah, I'll play with them.
They better
Ah,
not
you
be
wish
fish.
to play with the fish.
You
Yes,
brought-
even as you say that this goat is the only goat that can touch one another as goat.
You-
Yes, you say you wish to play with fish.
Hey, we popped those
You
balloons,
brought
remember?
fish into our household? How dare you?
We popped those with Wolverine claws. It's okay.
Goat claws, thank you. Wolverine goat claws. That's what it was.
You are close with this other goat, yes?
Yes.
And you see the way that it does reveal itself. Yes, it does reveal itself and makes itself vulnerable to many other goat and fish. Yes, how does this make this goat feel? How does it make this goat feel to know that this goat does reveal itself to so many other goat and fish and ones that have chosen neither goat nor fish?
Fence sitters.
Fence sitters.
Yes, the fence sitters.
Fence
Yes,
sitter.
even the fence sitters may look. Can the fence sitters look upon this one? Even a fence sitter?
Fence sitter.
Even a fence sitter can look upon this
The
one.
fence
That's a
sitters
very
can do
brave
whatever they
goat.
want.
That is a very brave goat, yes. So yes, to the Andrew goat, yes, how does it make this goat feel to see this other goat that is so close to the Andrew goat, yes, revealing itself and making itself vulnerable to the attack of the fish?
I would have to say I am super proud of her.
Yay.
I'm proud of her because she's putting herself out there and she's a very beautiful goat and it doesn't belong just to me. Everyone else gets to see her beauty, and so I'm very proud that she gets to put herself out there and show the world kind of her and be vulnerable and open. I'm not angry at this goat or upset with this goat. I support this goat 100%.
And does this goat support the other goat as well, yes?
I support him. I do. Yes.
Yes, they support one another. Yes, they support one another in their verses of the fish. Yes, in their verses of the fish. Yes. Now, the time has come, goat and goat, to recount verses past. When Goat vs. Fish did happen upon these goat at the Palm Springs Comic-Con, yes, there was a versus between these goat and a fish.
Oh, God.
It's a piranha fish.
Yes, yes. So now, in celebration of Goat vs. Fish, tell us, tell the ones, tell the goat and the fish and the fence-sitter the verses of these goat.
You tell him, Andrew. You have the perfect story.
Okay. I suppose I do have the perfect story. I will now tell you the verses that was the Kryptonian goat versus the piranha fish. And it was a glorious battle. It was, you should have seen this battle. He said it behind your back, but you heard him with your mighty ears of Goat versus Fish.
Yes, Goat versus Fish heard it, yes, but now is the verses for this one. For this one to speak of the verses past. Yes, tell us.
Okay, so the verses went down like this. Kryptonian goat, which is me, versus piranha fish, which is, he had blonde hair and he was very mean. So I came out of the sky, landed onto the ground, wanted just some water, and this piranha fish came out and bit me on the hoof. And I'm like, well, that's not very cool. So I trampled into the water and tried to smush him with my hooves, and it didn't work because he had friends that were also piranha fish. And so I decided that I would then fly into the air, which was very unexpected because I don't think a piranha fish had ever seen this before. It was a glorious thing. You should have seen it with your own two eyes. But so I went out into the air, aimed down into the pool of the water, and I shocked it with my eyes of glorious Kryptonian things. And so then when I burned the water, it boiled them alive, and they were saying, "Why, goat? Why would you do this?" I'm like, "Because I am better, and because you are fish." And then I went all the way down, picked up the goat, or not the goat, picked up the fish that bit me, and I said, "You are a bad fish, and I will now take you from the rest of your fish." And so I picked it up with my glorious hooves and flew over to the Atlantic Ocean and dropped it straight into there. And without its brethren, it had to find its way home. I left it there abandoned and alone. I would not kill this fish. I would let it be alone and suffer in this giant blue ocean by itself. And then if anything else killed it, that's on its that's his fault. It's not mine, because I gave it mercy, because I am a good goat.
You have heard it from this goat. You have heard it from this goat. It is a merciful goat. It is a merciful goat. Yes, it speaks of even killing the fish, and Goat versus Fish does not want to see the end of any goat or fish. Yes, but it speaks of it, shows itself to be an aggressive goat, but it is a merciful goat. It is a merciful goat. This is a part of this goat that Goat versus Fish had not seen before, yes? Is it a merciful goat, yes?
Merciful Kryptonian goat, yes.
A merciful Kryptonian goat. Now, Goat versus Fish wants to hear from the Pinelli goat. Do you recall the verses in the same way as this one? Do you recall the verses in the same way, yes? How do you recount the verses?
Slightly. I remember the fish coming up to us. That's what it was. So the fish came up to us, and he said, "I'm a fish." And we said, "We're goats." And he didn't like that we were goats, and he didn't like that there was two goats against one fish. And so then he started to say that he was a piranha fish. And he kept changing his story and changing into different types of fish, because that piranha fish
was a fence
became
sitter.
a flying piranha fish. Do you remember that?
Oh, this is correct.
He did. He became a flying.
He tried to battle me in the air. I forgot about that.
He did, because he said that since we walked on land, that he would come and get us on top of the mountain.
Yeah, well, he didn't fly for very long, because I was born in the sky. He merely adapted it, molded by it. I was, and so then I struck it down, and then I did what I did.
His laser eyes came after him.
The ocean. Yeah, the laser eyes burned off his wings because they weren't very strong. Yeah, he's not a Kryptonian goat. And then what happened, like I said, I skipped the battle in the air, but it was very short. I skipped my mind because it was very pathetic flying on the fish's part.
A pathetic fish, a pathetic fish.
He can't fly. Ha ha ha, pathetic fish. So, yeah, basically what happened is I burned off his wings, and then I dropped him in the Atlantic Ocean, and that's how it
we are understanding the finer things of this verses.
Yes.
The finer things of this
crazy
verses.
battles.
Now, what is a goat? Goat versus Fish has a question for these goat. What is a goat that when you think, I want to be the best goat that I can goat, what is a goat that you do that you do look to, yes, to find a goat that says, that is the kind of goat that I want to be as a goat, yes?
I'll let Lisa goes first, please.
Oh, why do
Thank
I
you.
have to go first?
Because I goated first with the battle and the verses, so it's your turn now.
I don't know.
Is there
I
one?
almost
Is
want to
there
say
one?
me.
Ah, this goat
I'm
looks
my
upon
own,
its
like,
own goat.
yeah.
Yes.
Because I've come so far from so little as the little kid that I just feel like because of all the challenges and stuff that I've
tell us of these verses. Tell us of these verses. Yes, tell us of these verses that you did come from. You say, goat.
I
Tell
just
us
had a
of these
very
verses.
hard childhood, and then as I got older, it just kind of progressively got really worse with my family, and just every aspect of everything kind of just fell apart. So.
Is there something that you would share with the ones? Yes, everything can be as such, but is there
Sure, why
something
not?
that you could share with the ones? Yes.
Okay, so my mother passed away when I was like 23, 24 or so. My grandma passed away, and then my great-grandma passed away. And all of them, there was a bunch more stuff, but that was a huge part of my life that kind of pushed me to do what I wanted to do, because those three always kind of just were there and said, oh, tomorrow I'll do it, or I want to do this, but I can't do it now. And
they are saving their verses
Yes.
for verses that will come. They do not know when the verses
Exactly.
will come. Yes.
And because of that, they never did anything that they really wanted to accomplish. So that just kind of really pushed me to say, okay, I have to do it. I have to not care what people think. Just do it. So I kind of just pushed myself, and I was never very much of like, oh, look at this star. I love this star. Or look at that musician or whatever. So I've never had a very big role model in my life, and I've always just kind of been me.
Goat versus fish understand. Yes, goat versus fish suspects that these two goat will become strong goats together, yes, and that they will versus many fish in many verses, yes.
And they're all going to become goats.
What do you say to the goat? What do you each say to the goat?
Stole my line. I tell fellow goats out there, no matter how difficult your trials may be, always remember, you can always go to a better place in your imagination, where none of the fish exist, nor your problems. You can just drink a little iced tea and a little inflatable tube on a lazy river in the afternoon and be like, this is the goat life that I wish to have.
And eat pizza.
And eat goat pizza. And see, then the greatest thing is, make that be true. Imagine it and then do it. Go out and do it. Be a happy goat in your life.
But Goat versus Fish just wants to understand, yes, you can be on a river that is a place of fish, even as you say that it is a place with no fish. It is the sea, but there is no fish in the sea?
Lazy river. It's the lazy river. Do. Never been on the lazy
Goat
river.
versus Fish has heard only from goat, and fish does not know of the lazy river. Perhaps lazy fish do come from it, yes?
Nope, there are no fish in this.
Maybe
in this
they can be the
imagination.
inflatable thing you float on.
And
No.
what do you say to the fish? What do you each say to the fish?
What's up?
It has been said, and it was written that this one did say, what's up? Yes,
No,
to the
take it back.
fish.
Take it back.
No, I'm saying hello. They're not going to touch this. Or the goats are going to triumph.
And what do you say to the fish? What do you say to the fish? Goat versus Fish is curious what the Andrew goat says to the fish. What do you have to say to the fish? You have said to your fellow goat, you have said, take it back, do not say what you have said. But it cannot be unsaid. It has been said by this goat, and it did come
See,
from
I
this
have to
goat.
friend them all, and they have to come and hang out with us, and then you can triumph over them.
Yeah, what she said was a smokescreen to what will actually happen to you, fish. Now, let me tell you here, fish. Listen, fish. Listen. I hate you all, and I think you guys should just go away.
You have heard it. You have heard it from the goat. It hates the fish, and it thinks they should all just go away. Goat versus Fish knows some fish that would be ready to versus one such as this goat. Ready to versus this one. Yes.
They're going to have to fly pretty high because I'm a Kryptonian goat, and guess what? Those fishes can't fly. I don't give a fish. I'm going to fly up in the sky and be
fish.
completely free from all their fishly duties. And then if they can follow me, well, guess what? They can't breathe in space because I can. I'm a Kryptonian goat.
There is no unity of the goatfish with this one. You seek verses. You seek verses with the fish, yes?
And I say
Seek and
poo-poo.
destroy.
Poo-poo on the fence sitters. Decide right now that you are goat, and do not pick the side of the fish, for the side of the fish will not exist in this goatly world of mine.
Goat versus fish is concerned with this. Yes, if there are no fish, then how can there be goat versus fish? Answer that to goat versus fish. If there are no fish, how can it be goat versus fish? And what is a goat if there is no fish to versus? Is a goat not versus the fish?
Well, I have an answer for you.
Yes, goat versus fish would like to hear it.
Just because there's no more new fish doesn't mean the old fish are going to die. They're just going to go away. So they still exist, and there still will be fish, but there won't be any new fish. There will be a goat empire, and the fish shall admire the goat and say, the goat are better than us fish. And I'll go, okay, thank you. Now please bring me some pizza, and I don't want to see you. Bring your other friend over here to give me water, and then you guys both go away, and then that's how it happens. And it'll cycle and cycle and cycle until I grow bored and I go to the moon where there are no fish.
But I think goat versus fish over here, I think his little goat and fish,
yes,
they would produce new ones. So the new
there
little
is
ones would just
going to
pop
be more
on out
goat
of those
and
little
fish,
booties.
yes.
You can't
Goat
produce...
versus fish admires this goat in the way that it wants to be so proud as a goat, yes. But make no fence about it. Goat versus fish will continue to speak to the ones and continue to find new fish. Continue to find new fish and new goat, yes. And new fish. And you will be versing these fish. You will be versing these fish, yes. What do you say to the fence sitter? What do you say to the fence sitter?
Jump off that fence, come hang out with me. Come on. Get your little hooves and come on.
Yes, and we have heard what this other one has said to the fence sitter. To the fence sitter! Are you a fence sitter? Are you a fence sitter? Goat versus fish is speaking to the other ones. Yes, even as we are doing the Goat versus Fish podcast, yes, this Andrew Goat is taking a visage of Goat versus Fish. It seems as if it is trying to speak at once, yes, but also then that it is trying to look upon Goat versus Fish. It is somewhat confusing to Goat versus Fish, but it is the way of this goat. It is the way of this goat, yes. Shall we sing? Shall we sing in celebration of Goat versus Fish?
Let's sing.
Oh, heck yes. Come on, son.
He loves
Let's sing.
singing.
Yes, you know the old Goat versus Fish, yes? Goat versus fish, 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 goat versus fish. Goat versus fish, 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 goat versus fish. Hey, hey.
Hey,
Thank you for being part of Goat versus Fish. Thank you for being a part of Goat versus Fish.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us goats and celebrating this goat versus this fish on this glorious Goat versus
My
Fish
little
day.
hooves are happy.
And always thank Goat versus Fish. And always thank Goat versus Fish. Now, if the ones wish to follow these goat, or to see how the Pinelli goat, yes, does remove its onesie, yes, for all of the ones, and the goat and the fish, and even a fence sitter, yes. How could they find these ones? All
right, guys, come find me without my onesies on Instagram.com/Lisa A. Pinelli or on Patreon.com/Lisa Pinelli.
And what of this other goat? Yes, how could they find this one?
You can find me on the Instagram, rogue_shadow_cosplay. Or on the Facebook, it's just Rogue Shadow Cosplay. Hooray.
Yes, hooray for Goat versus Fish. Hooray for Goat versus Fish. Thank you for joining Goat versus Fish. I am Goat versus Fish, the Goatfish. Follow Goat versus Fish on all social media. On the Instagram, on the Book of Faces, on the Twitterver, all at Goat versus Fish, all at GoatVsFish. And if you have a celebration for Goat versus Fish or a question for Goat versus Fish, do send it. Do send it to GoatVsFish@gmail.com. Yes, do send it to Goat versus Fish. Subscribe, rate, and review the Goat vs. Fish podcast, yes, on the iTunes, and the YouTube, and the Libsyn, and even on the Twitch. And if you find one who is lost, who does not know the way, stop and ask. Simply ask. Are you goat or are you fish? Are you goat or fish? Are you goat or fish? Thank you for joining Goat vs. Fish. I am Goat vs. Fish, the GoatVsFish.
And it was written, and it was written.